Hi, everybody. My name is Lasha, and you've reached the channel High Voltage. It's 10:14 on Tuesday, July the 29th of 2025. It's been a long day. I do not normally conduct lives like this. However, this might be a long one, and I'm not going into any origin, intent, or goal of the channel. I just want to stick to the subject at hand. Remember the old days when there weren't televisions and there were only radios? Families used to gather around and listen to the radio. You know, Lucille Ball used to be on the radio. Richard Pryor made phenomenal comedian records. Um, just so many things from the past that are good have now gone sour. Um, and that's a really great segue into the royal family. You know, sometimes when I can't fall asleep at night, I listen to Cheer Denise because she reads books. And when I first started her channel, she was at, um, 200 people were interested in her content. And now I'm praying that she's making a living doing that because she's so good at storytelling. Well, the story that I'm going to tell you tonight, I do not know this for a fact. I haven't done a ton of research on the royal family, but you talk about role models in family and the family unit crumbling and society and the way things used to be. And one of the things that has changed so dramatically, aside from DVDs to CDs to flash sticks to X to, oh, sorry, it was Twitter and then it was X. And oh, remember Molly Bloom and Molly's Game? And I just want to say, there's a lot of talk on the internet right now, almost an obsession, in reference to how there are a lot of unsavory characters that rule the world. And if you look back into American history, you'll see families like the Sackler family, the Rocker family, the Pfizers. Um, I'm sure everybody's familiar with Candace Owens and the Brigitte Macron. You know, I the monarchy, in my opinion, um, I listened to the Royal Grift tonight, and I've been listening to her periodically, but if I miss her, I always catch up on her videos. However, it's been a long time since I've caught up on the Royal Grift. Now, my channel has never been a real content creation type channel. I was always go off subjects. Everything was impromptu. I never prepared what I wanted to say. And having gone through a lot of clips with my partner, Trevor, the manager of the channel, and without him and without everybody on this channel who participated, we never would be where we are. And as a community, I want you to know where I stand with the monarchy. I truly believe that Meghan, out of the documentaries that we've seen, the Me You Can't See, the Oprah Winfrey, the fact that King Charles never, ever, ever took Harry off of an ambassador's uh, uh, head of state in the UK. I know, don't quote me on that. I don't know that for a fact, but he still was never completely cut off from the monarchy monetarily, nor in any other way. And Meghan and Harry, I believe, were planted here as a distraction to what's going on in the UK and this global industrial complex that people are talking about. And it's true. I've never understood the macroeconomics, but I understand from a family level and what is rotten to the core. And as far as unsavory people, like people who commit crimes like J.E. and uh, Jimmy Savelli and oh, the list goes on. Keith Raniere, men who abuse women, women who abuse men, Ghislaine Maxwell, Robert Maxwell. I did a live the other day on my opinion on Ghislaine Maxwell. But the monarchy has been known to hang around people that are like that, and they're predators. And what I'll never understand is there's so many of us and so little of them. The French overthrew Marie Antoinette. So how do these elites have so much power? But what I'm trying to say is Harry and Meghan, based on the source of TNT UK, are related 7 grandfathers back. I think the royal family knew who Meghan Markle was the day that they were married. The Meghan Markle family, they were a distraction to talk about. I just don't buy any of it. It's a stage, it was entertainment, and everybody praises Kate, and I stand with Kate, and blah, 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 blah. What are you standing with her for? Like, what do they stand for anymore to us? I saw a woman kissing King Charles's hand like he was Jesus. He's not our Lord. And he's supposed to represent the faith. They weren't anointed by God. And for the amount of that goes on way back to Mountbatten, who was Charles's role model. Diane, they knew everything about her. They say they don't, but they didn't. It's like Eric Weinstein when he talks about Jeffrey Epstein. He was a construct. They laugh at us, and I listen to people that have, the royal grift to me is, I don't care about Harry and Meghan's behavior anymore. It's just, they're dead silent, and they just took up so much breath, and people made so much money talking about them, and we wasted our time. I knew from the get this was all a setup, just through my little tarot reads, little impromptu videos I did, and then I put the pieces of the puzzle together, and I thought, oh my gosh, my gut was right. I just did not know how to articulate myself in the way that the royal grift does. I highly suggest her. Yeah, it's a rig. And recollections may vary. And I am not a Meghan Markle supporter. We have 2 of the most mentally ill people in the world talking to our children about mental illness. And Canada, shame on you for funding the crown and protecting the crown. We should not be a part of the crown. And Justin Trudeau is dating Kate Perry. Who the F cares? If all of us concentrated on little things in our micro communities that needed justices, and we stood up for ourselves, and instead of talking about everybody, talk to people, then maybe we wouldn't have problems. Which I'm going to take my own advice because I just projected. It's like when Candace Owens said, "Don't get me going on this, guys." And I thought, nobody's talking to you, Candace. You're talking to a camera. You're getting yourself going. So we project. And on that note, that was my story time. And Psychology of Secrets, before I read it to you out loud, I've been reading it by myself, the entirety of the book, out loud to practice. So when I present it to you, past the Kamala story and the Melissa story, we'll get to the next. And he goes way back to ancient China about people building statues, and then after they were built for the emperor, they were all killed because the emperor didn't want to know these statues existed. Can people really keep secrets? Think about that. I'm thinking about it, and I don't know. I'll get back to you on my thoughts. Thanks, everybody.